1.
Well, I chose to take the cue ball all the way back to the other end of the table. I thought I might have played it positively, just played for the blue, but still got a pot on with the rest. That wasn't good. It always looked like the natural angle would take the cue ball into the brown. Needed a touch of left-hand side here just to straighten the angle up to avoid that.
That's the only problem with that shot. You're never sure where the red's going to finish, but he's okay. There was no straightforward path back up to the safety area. He had to screw back like that, and he would have been a little concerned when he seen the red coming back up the table that he was going to leave it, but he's okay. He's looking at this red into the right corner. He was getting himself lined up to take the pot on. No. Thought better of it. He wants to attack the game, but I think this is the correct choice here. Tell you what, that was an excellent safety, and he's very unlucky if he can get past the brown to pot the one that went over the corner, but the gap that he found there with that safety shot was excellent. He'd have to swerve around the brown a little bit if he's going to pot it. He got the perfect picture there, and he's just raising the butt. Well, this would be a nice shot. You've got a perfect picture to see the swerve. Well,
one good pot. Screw the cue ball back. We'll have a choice of blue, green or pink. And it's not a bad opportunity, this. This shot is... the difficulty has been multiplied now using the rest. Thought possibly I could reach this. That was so tough to get the action on the cue ball.
Yeah.
And what has he left?
And he's anxiously looking at the tip of his cue as we show you that missed cue. Now, not a foul shot because he didn't. If he had it jumped over the red, it would have been a foul shot, but he was having a quick look to make sure he didn't take a little piece out of the tip. I think he's okay.
One.
Well, it was worth waiting on. As it showed you, there were over 25 minutes since his last pot. And good cannon he played there. Can he get back into that flowing action
7.
that we see and have seen before the mid-session interval? With breaks of 89, 74 and 115.
Eight.
It looked a very complicated and awkward table, but it's gradually starting to open up now.
Yeah, there's no real rush to get the black back in its spot. Pink's available to both corners.
13.
Blue's available. He's got the green down this end of the table, so yeah, it's a pretty good opportunity now. A few shots ago, certainly a one visit win didn't look on.
14.
Yeah, he could have done with running that through another 6 inches or so. It would have been much easier than this. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
21.
I say it shouldn't be a problem for him. He'll now probably take the green, the fact that he's gone too far for the blue. And that green has been all over the table. It's been in the middle of the reds. And now back in its rightful home, back on its own spot.
$24. $25.
Played that shot with lots of right hand side, running side to speed the cue ball up off 2 cushions. And you can see he hasn't got the whole pocket to aim for here. Yeah, had to play it in the right hand side of the pocket as he was looking at it. It was tighter. I looked on screen. There you see, there's no way it can go in because the black's in the way into the right hand side of the pocket, so that was missable, the angle he had on it.
32.
Yeah, he made that look very easy. And he played for the red that's on the black
38.
spot. This is the reason he never played for the black, because when it went up onto the brown spot, he can play for it now if he wishes.
39.
Well, he stopped in his tracks. He's come up maybe a little short for the black, but he always had the pink. But I think he can drop this in and just nestle in behind that red that's near the pocket there. Quite a tall lad, Kyron. That's useful there for this type of shot. Can he reach round?
46.
Yeah, that's where the height comes in a bit handy, but he can't quite make it. He's going to need the extension on the cue and the extended rest. He's just got to get the white away from the cushion to get nicely on the black.
Yeah, a couple of ways of doing that. You can also follow through, top spin and running side again off 2 cushions, or play it at a bit more pace and just stun the cue ball off 1 cushion. It's just how he prefers to play it. I think using the rest, the stun's the easier of the shots, but he's, I say, he's one of the best.
Thank you.
Played it pretty well. He would have liked to have
47.
maybe a couple more inches for the cue ball to travel, but it shouldn't be a problem. 2 reds below the pink. Play for one of those to the right corner. And you think, should he get nicely on one of these, it'll probably be the frame. And yeah, nicely played.
$54.
Just went in the left side of the pocket as we look at it, but held the cue ball very well.
55.
And also showing all his experience here, because we mentioned he hadn't potted the ball for 25 minutes
61.
and he's bided his time. He got 1 chance and he's going to clinch the frame with this visit, you would feel. Just needs 1 more red.
Yeah, it just shows how very good his concentration is, doesn't it? To be that long without potting a ball, and then to take the opportunity when it's presented to you. Although he's missed a frame ball.
Wilson, 68.
Well, he hammered the red in, but
Yeah, say frame ball with the ball that would have stopped his opponent getting out of his chair. Obviously needs Snooker's Jan Bingtao.
And he didn't get them, so it's Wilson who is on the verge of striding into the last 32, which would match his best ever performance in this UK Championship so far. But can he do it? Let's find out in frame 8.
well, not a bad length with the break off, but Kyron might have a go at this into the corner pocket. He'd finish on the black should he pot it. He's such a good cueist, he won't be too far away from this, you wouldn't think. Well, he's mishit it completely. In fact, just thinking the white, had it have gone a few more inches, he would have left a red into the left corner, but didn't. But it was a sort of a free shot. If he pots the red, he's on the black and wasn't really going to leave anything.
Wow, what a pot that is. What a pot that is. Bingtao did have a chance of taking a red onto the left corner, refused it, and in the end I bet he wishes he took it on now. That acute angle into the middle pocket, that was brilliant.
Three. Four.
I wonder what the angle's like to go into the bunch here. And he was able to power the cue ball. It wasn't the best angle in the world, but he used all his cue power, and this is going to be, well, absolutely perfect. He raises his hand. But I think when you go into the bunch, you're entitled to be on something. But obviously to land as perfectly as that was a bonus.
And it's usually the case when you're playing well and you play that type of shot, you get the run of the ball. But I know he held his hand up, but he played the shot so well, he deserved a little bit of good fortune. But the way he's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't knock in a sizable break here.
Seventeen.
Yeah, I bet Yang Bingtao never dreamt that he would be in amongst the balls here, Kyron. Yeah, it was a funny little shot that Yang Bingtao played. I thought he could have taken that cut back in, but he just played well, he had so many choices and never dreamt that he would leave the one to the middle pocket.
Yeah, well, you, Dennis, I've heard
25.
a lot that how much of an aggressive player he is. He definitely had a red to the left corner. Okay, he could have screwed your cue ball out of the pack. You know, 5-2 down, you know. Trying to wait for better chances at this stage, I think, is the wrong way to go. Very surprised he turned that red down. Maybe he's just not feeling confident. Well, this, you certainly couldn't say the same about his opponent. He's full of confidence. Not a very aggressive shot. That was played to perfection. If he gets too much side on the cue ball, it goes into the black off the cushion. Perfectly played.
31.
He'll be a little bit frustrated with that shot. There's no problem with his cue power getting the cue ball all the way around the table. 3 cushions, plenty top spin.
$36. $37.
Yeah, he's won 4 of his 5 frames virtually with 1 visit, and that's always a good sign. And he could clinch the match with this visit.
$44. $45.
He hardly hits the ball, and the action, he played that with the reverse side to spin the white out into
52.
the table. Without the side, the white would
53.
have come across the table towards the reds. Oh, in fact, the red is just potted there, so.
Yeah, it's been a very impressive performance, this,
60.
from Kyren Wilson. I think if it was to finish 6-2, it's a pretty fair
61.
reflection on this match. Jan Bingtao, it's not been his best performance. He's just not been able to impose himself in this match at all. Couple of 2 or 3 strange shot choices for me today from Jan Bingtao.
66.
So we put that down to experience.
Yeah, absolutely,
67.
Stephen. Yeah, we tend to forget he's only 18 years of age, and every match he plays, as I mentioned earlier, he's gaining experience. He'll be around for quite some time, this Chinese player. He's a very, very talented exponent of the game.
72.
The match is now over. It's just whether he can get this tricky little red. Doesn't matter about that. I'm sure Jan Bingtao will come forward and shake his hand. He does. He congratulates Kyren Wilson, who, it has to be said, played superbly well with breaks of 89, 74, 115, 68. Great performance from Kyren, and he takes the match quite comfortably, 6 frames to 2.